Geniuses. So let's check out the hoop plane. Let's pull that out. And it's going to be that particular kit that has one very large jumbo straw and two strips of paper, a construction texture. You can feel the texture. One is roughly twice the length of the other, so 2 times the length, or a ratio of 2 to 1, if you will. You see how math just plays into all of this? And then you should have in that kit this little set of sticky dots, okay? So with this hoop plane, these very simple materials, we're actually going to create an airplane. Funny as it might look, it will have all of the properties of a airplane, and if we have things in place properly, we should be able to gain flight. Okay. These strips are going to be used to create what we will call O-rings, all right? The smaller one, once we put it together, will go or be placed at what should be considered the front of the fuselage. The fuselage is the body of the plane, in this case, our straw. The larger O-ring will be placed at the rear. And each of these is designed to provide some type of property required of a craft that is taking flight. You're going to create drag, and we will also operate in such a way that we promote lift. And we will also understand how gravity has an impact, and we'll also understand how thrust has an impact. And we'll talk about that. But first, let's get our little rings together. Take your smaller cardboard here. Your smaller construction paper, and I want you to put the ends together like so. Okay, like that. And I want you to use one of your sticky dots, okay? I'm going to open it up here. And this little sticky dot, it's nice. It's sticky on both sides. So it will give us a little bit of an opportunity to minimize, all of the handling, if you will. So I'm going to take my sticky dot, okay, and I'm gonna place it now in such a way that it actually allows me to create an O-ring. You see that? Okay. And then when I create that O, I put my dot on the outside, okay, of my joined ends. And I'm going to make this be the front of my plane. You see that? Now I'm going to take the second strip, which is twice as long, roughly, approximately, twice as long as the first O-ring I created with the shorter strip. And I'm going to bring those ends together. And again, I'm going to use my sticky dot. Where's one? To make that happen. Now, you might choose, see, I pull it off first. And then, how you do it is up to you. I know for a fact that if these dots become come in contact with your skin and your skin has oils on them, it could diminish the adhesiveness of the this material itself, right? And so I'm trying to handle it as little as possible. And so what I was going to tell you is I put that together. Now I'm going to pull it off slowly. Okay, cool. If you put your sticky dot on the inside, if you connect your O-rings from the inner surface versus the outer surface as I have, you may have to put your fuselage through your O-ring this way. But in my case, because I have created this external connection, I'm going to do it this way. Now, here's the deal. I want my O's to hook up. So I want to be able to look through this O and kind of look straight through the other one. So here's my plane now. Thrust is just what it's called. That's the force with which I'm going to send this hoop plane forward. It must overcome drag. This large O-ring creates drag or resistance. This smaller O-ring, if you will, actually works to level the flight once I toss this into the air. If everything is aligned properly, I should get a nice little distance out of this. And we'll talk a little bit more about this because we're going to create the glider plane. And I want you to compare some things. But keep in mind, thrust, drag, lift, and then, of course, gravity. Lift overcomes gravity. Thrust overcomes drag. Happy flying.